When your car breaks down, who do you call? A mechanic, of course. But here's the thing, not all mechanics are created equal. Some just know how to change your oil, while others are basically magicians who can rebuild an entire engine from scratch. And then there are the rare ones, those legends who can do things with cars that most of us can't even imagine. Today, we're breaking it down into 7 levels of mechanics, from the most basic all the way to the absolute legends. Stick with me, because by the time we hit level 6, your jaw is gonna drop. And when we reach level 7, well, let's just say you'll look at mechanics in a whole new way. Let's get right into it. Level 1, the rookie wrench turner. Every mechanic has to start somewhere, right? Level 1. Mechanics are usually beginners. Maybe they're still in trade school, or they just started their first job at a repair shop. Their toolbox isn't full yet, their hands don't have those permanent grease stains, and they're still learning the ropes. At this stage, they're usually handling the simple stuff, changing oil, rotating tires, swapping out air filters, maybe replacing brake pads if they're confident enough. It's not glamorous, but it's important. Everyone starts at level 1, and without these rookies, a lot of basic jobs would pile up fast. Think of them as the apprentices of the car world, wide-eyed, eager, and slowly discovering just how many bolts and parts are hiding under the hood. Level 2, the everyday shop mechanic. Now we're moving up to the real workforce of the auto industry. Level 2 mechanics are the ones you'll find at your local garage or quick service center. They've been at it for a while, so they know their way around a car. These guys and gals handle the everyday problems most drivers face. Things like brake jobs, alternator replacements, starter fixes, and basic electrical work. They can diagnose common issues without breaking a sweat. Sure, they might not rebuild an entire transmission just yet, but if your car won't start or your check engine light pops up, this is the mechanic you trust. They've got enough knowledge to keep most cars on the road, and honestly, they're the backbone of the mechanic world. Level 3, the specialist. Here's where it gets interesting. Level 3 mechanics don't just do everything, they specialize. Maybe they're experts in transmissions, maybe they focus on suspension and steering, or maybe they're the go-to person for diesel engines. Specialists dive deep into one area of the car and become masters at it. For example, if you drive a truck and your diesel engine starts blowing smoke, you'll want a mechanic who lives and breathes diesel repair, not someone who just watched a YouTube video on it yesterday. Level 3 mechanics often work at dealerships or performance shops, where they see the same types of vehicles over and over. This makes them razor sharp in their area of focus. And when you've got a really tricky problem in that area, these mechanics are worth their weight in gold. Level 4, the diagnostic detective. We've all been there. You take your car in because it's making a weird noise, or the check engine light keeps flashing, and no one seems to know why. That's where Level 4 mechanics come in. These mechanics are problem solvers. They have a sixth sense for figuring out what's wrong. They're the ones with scanners, multimeters, oscilloscopes, and all kinds of fancy tools. But more importantly, they know how to actually use them. A good diagnostic mechanic can track down an electrical short that would drive a normal person insane. They can interpret weird computer codes, figure out why sensors are failing, and uncover hidden problems buried deep in your car's systems. They don't just swap parts and hope for the best. They find the root cause. And when they do, it feels like they've just cracked a detective case. That's why they're called diagnostic legends. Level 5, the master mechanic. All right, now we're reaching the heavy hitters. Level 5 mechanics are masters of their craft. They've put in the years, earned certifications, and proven they can handle just about anything you throw at them. These are the mechanics who can rebuild an engine, overhaul a transmission, fix complex electrical systems, and still have time to explain it all in a way that makes sense. They've seen it all: rusted bolts, seized engines, botched backyard repairs, and nothing really surprises them anymore. A lot of master mechanics hold ASE Master Technician certification, which means they've passed a whole series of tough exams covering every part of a vehicle. But beyond the paperwork, they've got the experience. If your car has a problem that no one else can fix, this is the person you want working on it. At this level, it's not just a job anymore, it's an art. Level 6, the fabricator and builder, the legends. And now, here it is, the level that turns mechanics into absolute legends. Level 6 mechanics aren't just fixing cars, they're creating them. We're talking about the fabricators, the builders, the custom car gods. These are the people who can take a rusty old shell of a car and turn it into something jaw-dropping. They weld, they cut, they fabricate custom parts, and they make cars do things they were never designed to do. You'll see level 6 mechanics in hot rod shops, off-road garages, or working on insane custom builds for car shows. They might build a monster truck from scratch, drop a massive engine into a tiny car, or design a suspension system no one's ever seen before. Think of legends like Chip Foose, Jesse James, or the builders on shows like Overhaulin'. These mechanics don't just follow manuals, they write their own rules. If a level 5 mechanic can fix any car, a level 6 mechanic can create any car, and that's what makes them legends. Level 7. The Innovator. Finally, we reach the very top. The Innovators. These mechanics aren't just fixing or building cars, they're shaping the future of the automotive world. Level 7 mechanics are the engineers and pioneers who push the limits of what cars can be. They're working on electric vehicle conversions, developing alternative fuels, creating self-driving systems, or designing technology that will eventually make its way into everyday vehicles. Some of them are in high-tech labs, while others are in small workshops tinkering away on revolutionary ideas. They're the ones figuring out how to squeeze more efficiency out of engines, how to build lightweight but strong components, and how to make cars safer, faster, and smarter. These are the visionaries, the ones who inspire the next generation of mechanics. Without them, cars would never evolve. So, where's your mechanic? Now that we've gone through all 7 levels, let's ask the big question. Where does your mechanic fit in? Maybe they're just starting out at level 1, learning the ropes. Maybe they're a master mechanic at level 5 who saved your car more times than you can count. Or maybe if you're lucky, you know a level 6 fabricator who can turn dreams into reality. No matter the level, every mechanic plays an important role. Without them, our cars wouldn't just stop running, they'd stop evolving. So next time you hand over your keys, remember, you might just be dealing with someone who's climbing the ranks to legendary status. So, what level do you think the best mechanic you've ever met falls into? Drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because we've got plenty more rankings and deep dives coming your way. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.